Good morning, students. In our previous lesson, we have discussed the acid-base indicators and we have started with acids. So today we'll discuss the chemical properties of acids. How acid reacts with metal. Whenever an acid reacts with metal, it forms salt and hydrogen gas. Whenever an acid reacts with metal, it gives salt and hydrogen gas. For example, zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid to form zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. Magnesium reacts with sulfuric acid to form magnesium sulfate and produce hydrogen gas. Calcium reacts with hydrochloric acid to form calcium chloride and produce hydrogen gas. So you can see that each time it forms salt and hydrogen gas. And we can check the formation of hydrogen gas if you bring a burning matchstick to the test tube containing hydrogen gas. It burns with a pop sound. So the first chemical property is how acid reacts with metal. It forms salt and hydrogen gas. The second reaction is how acid reacts with metal carbonate and bicarbonate. So whenever an acid reacts with metal carbonate or bicarbonate, the product is the same, whether it reacts with metal carbonate or bicarbonate. It forms salt, carbon dioxide and water. Say for example, this is sodium carbonate, and when acid like HCl reacts with sodium carbonate, it forms salt, sodium chloride, carbon dioxide and water. And now take bicarbonate. This is sodium bicarbonate and HCl is an acid. It forms salt, carbon dioxide and water. The product is the same, although the in reactant initially it was carbonate and this is bicarbonate. Take another example. This is sodium carbonate reacts with sulfuric acid. It forms sodium sulfate. Now instead of sodium chloride we have sulfate salt because we take sulfuric acid, therefore it forms sodium sulfate, but the rest of the product is same, carbon dioxide and water. Salt, carbon dioxide and water. Now how to test this formation of carbon dioxide? This is very important. How to test carbon dioxide? So when carbon dioxide is passed through lime water, this is very important. On passing carbon dioxide to the lime water, it turns milky. How? This is calcium hydroxide. This is called lime water. Calcium hydroxide is also known as slaked lime. Calcium hydroxide, lime water. And when carbon dioxide gas is passed through lime water, it turns milky due to the formation of white precipitate of calcium carbonate. The milkiness appears due to this formation of white precipitate of calcium carbonate. But when excess of carbon dioxide is passed through the lime water, the milkiness disappears. Now this is the solution, calcium carbonate and water, and this is excess of carbon dioxide. If we continue the supply of carbon dioxide to the product formed, the milkiness disappears due to the formation of calcium bicarbonate. CaHCO3 twice. This is calcium bicarbonate. The solution becomes clear. Now the precipitate has gone because of the formation of calcium bicarbonate instead of calcium carbonate. So when carbon dioxide is passed through lime water, it turns milky, and on excess of carbon dioxide, the milkiness disappeared due to the formation of calcium bicarbonate. The next reaction, how acid reacts with a base. You have studied this reaction in the first chapter in the chemical reaction. When acid reacts with a base, it becomes salt and water. Means this type of reaction is known as neutralization reaction, because acid and base neutralize each other. For example, HCl plus NaOH give you NaCl plus water, salt and water. Take another example, sulfuric acid plus base KOH, potassium hydroxide, give you K2SO4 plus water, salt, potassium sulfate instead of chloride, it's sulfate salt plus water, salt and water. So whenever an acid reacts with a base, it forms salt and water. The next reaction, the next chemical property, how acids reacts with metal oxide. See, the metal oxide are basic in nature. All the metal oxide are basic in nature, and when acid reacts with a base, it shows a neutralization reaction, the formation of salt and water. HCl, hydrochloric acid, when metal oxide like copper oxide, it is copper chloride and water, salt and water. So this is acid, and metal oxide, this is basic in nature. Acid plus base gives you salt and water. Again, it's a neutralization reaction. You can take another example: sulfuric acid plus magnesium oxide. This is basic in nature, and this is an acid, form magnesium sulfate and water. See, in all the reaction, I never take nitric acid. Okay? I always use hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid, but I never take nitric acid, because the reaction nitric acid is an oxidizing agent, so it does not give all the common reaction with all acids give, right? So we can discuss it in some other lesson, but you should remember that nitric acid is an oxidizing agent, so it never gives the same reaction as the other mineral acids give. That's why we do not take nitric acid in common acid base or acid reactions. Now, base is, according to the Arrhenius concept, we have explained for the definition of acid. Now, according to the Arrhenius concept, to the new concept, what are bases? Those substances which produce hydronium ion, this is hydroxyl ion, not hydronium ion, it's hydroxyl ion, OH ion, in water are known as base. For example, this is NaOH. When dissolved in water, it gives sodium ion plus hydroxyl ion. This is hydroxyl ion. So any substance which gives hydroxyl ion in water are known as base. Now again, strong acid and strong base. So what are strong acids? The bases which completely dissociates in water and give large number of hydroxyl ion are known as strong base. The bases which completely dissociates in water and give large number of hydroxyl ion are known as strong bases. Sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are strong bases, and the bases which partially dissociates in water and give less number of hydroxyl ion are weak bases. This is ammonium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, magnesium oxide. These are all weak bases. Then we always use the word alkalis. So what is the difference between alkalis and base, right? The bases which are soluble in water, are known as alkalis. All the bases which are soluble in water are known as alkalis. It means all alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. Only those bases which are soluble in water are known as alkalis. For example, NaOH and potassium hydroxide. Now we'll discuss the properties of base in the similar fashion as we have discussed the properties of acids. The first one is physical properties. All the bases have bitter taste. And all the bases have a soapy touch, right? And some of the bases are corrosive in nature, means they produce burning sensation if you touch it, like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. And all the bases are electrolyte, and therefore they contain ions, and therefore they can conduct electricity. Reaction with water, you know that when bases reacts with water, it gives hydroxyl ion. Now the chemical properties of bases. The first one is reaction with metals in the same fashion as reaction of acid with metals. In the same fashion, some of the bases like zinc and aluminium also reacts with base to form metal salt and produce hydrogen gas. Mind it, not all the bases reacts with metal to form salt and hydrogen gas. Only a few bases reacts with metal, or only a few metal react with base to form salt and hydrogen gas. Two examples are here. The first one is zinc. When zinc react with sodium hydroxide, it gives sodium zincate Na2ZnO2 plus hydrogen gas. This is sodium zincate. Remember, this is very important reaction. I repeat, when zinc, it's a metal, reacts with the base, it forms a salt, sodium zincate and hydrogen gas, Na2ZnO2. This is another important reaction. It is not given in the NCERT book, but I am giving it here. When aluminium react with caustic soda solution, this is caustic soda. Sodium hydroxide is also known as caustic soda solution because water is also here. So when aluminium, this is metal, reacts with base, or base reacts with metal, it forms salt and hydrogen gas. In this case, when sodium reacts with caustic soda solution, it forms sodium aluminate. This is sodium aluminate and hydrogen gas. This is sodium aluminate and hydrogen gas. So these two reactions are very, very important. Only I have already told you that only few metal reacts with base to form salt and hydrogen gas in the similar fashion as acid reacts with metals. Now reaction with metals. See, metal carbonate and bicarbonate. Metal reaction of base with metal carbonate and bicarbonate. Reaction of base with metal carbonate and bicarbonate. You know that when acid reacts with metal carbonate and bicarbonate, it forms salt, water and carbon dioxide. Salt, water and carbon dioxide. But base do not react with metal carbonate and bicarbonate. There is no reaction of metal carbonate and bicarbonate with the base because metal carbonate and bicarbonate both are alkaline in nature and base is also alkaline, so there is no reaction. The next reaction with acid. How base react with acid? So it is the same as acid react with base. So whenever an acid reacts with base, it forms salt and water. It's a neutralization reaction. So it is common between acid and base. We have already discussed it in the chemical properties of acids. Now reaction with non-metal oxide. Reaction with non-metal oxide. When acid reacts with metal oxide, acid reacts with metal oxide and non-metal reacts with, or bases react with non-metal oxide. Non-metal oxide like carbon dioxide is a non-metal oxide and this is base, right? How base reacts with carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is non-metal oxide and non-metal oxide are acidic in nature. So it's a base, and metal oxide are acidic, basic in nature, and non-metal oxide are acidic in nature. So base plus acid give you salt and water. Again, it's a neutralization reaction. So calcium hydroxide is a base, carbon dioxide which is an acid. Although it is not acid, but it behaves like acid, or acid, it is acidic in nature. So it forms acid and base when react together, they form salt and water. Again, it forms white precipitate of calcium carbon dioxide and calcium carbonate and water, right? So these are the properties of acid and base. Now there is a activity 2.8 in your NCERT book which is based on what is common in acid and base. What is common in acid and base? So what is common in acid and base? So this is an acid like HCl. It dissociates to give hydrogen ion and chloride ion, and NaOH is a base. When it dissolves in water, it gives sodium ion and hydroxyl ion. Means H ion and OH ion. Or you can say both acid and base are electrolytes and they dissociates in water when they dissociates in water to give ions. So ions are common in acid and base. एसिड में H ion कॉमन होते हैं और बेस में OH ion कॉमन होते हैं. मीन्स बोथ आर इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स. Electrolytes means they dissociates into ions and therefore they are good conductor of electricity, right? And one more thing which is explained in that activity, in the solution they have taken glucose and ethanol. This is glucose and this is ethanol, right? Or ethyl alcohol. These are also compounds containing hydrogen. You can see that hydrogen is there, hydrogen is also there, but in both the cases they do not dissociate into ions. They do not dissociate into ion and therefore unable to conduct electricity, right? Glucose as well as ethyl alcohol or ethanol, when current is passed through them to the aqueous solution of glucose and ethanol, it is unable to conduct the electricity because they do not consist of ions, which shows that every compound containing hydrogen need not to be dissociates into H ion or OH ion, right? H ion or OH ion. It means they are not acidic nor basic, they are neutral compounds, right? So that's all for today. Thank you.